promising. Each school year is promising. My future is promising. But first, I must promise myself that I will do my best, settle for nothing less. Because I respect others, my community, and myself. I am important, yes. I am smart, yes. I can achieve, yes. I'm assuming the promise. That's what's up, yes.
You guys are looking good. Give yourselves a hand. All right. We have another completion of another successful Students of Promise Summer Bridge program. Clap it up, clap it up. 2018. For those that are new to this experience, Summer Bridge is kind of a bookend to our school year where we do a year of programming and engaged activities, social emotional learning, field trips, college tours, the things that we do throughout the school year. But we felt that it was not enough just to end the school year with all that energy, and we carried it into the summer.
We are off to the farm at Walnut Creek. Did you know they don't have electricity? Have you heard that? They ride horses, mostly buggies they'll ride. So no electricity, no heat, no running water in a lot of the homes. They live a very basic life, all right? My neighbors are old order Amish, there's different levels. So I'll point out a couple of things as we go along so you know what you're looking at. Most of the homes have horses, so if you notice over there, they're actually working horses. They work for a living. The two types of horses are your draft horses and the riding or the pulling type horses for buggies. That is their main transportation. You're going to see a lot of them today. These are called Holstein cattle, folks. Largely milking, so black and white Holstein cattle. There's one man, he just handled the whole herd himself. The farm at Walnut Creek, it's a challenge for everybody to make a living out here. Can you imagine? They only go to 8th grade. No formal education after that, and so everybody gets busy with something. One of the big attractions out here is the farm at Walnut Creek, and they have all kinds of different livestock, deer and everything, and then the horses are draft horses that will pull you on a wagon so you can get a sense of that. There are many industries that come along. Speaking about work, you'll see a lot with some of the tourism, and then also with the woodworking is a big area of income here. We have a lot of dairy farms, a lot of livestock production, sheep, and then of course the whole horse industry.
Bro, I'm not feeding that thing, man. What's that? Oh, boy, you get your heart. Bro, that's a... Nothing, G. Hey, give me some of that. I like it. Oh. Oh.
That man with the whip me.
What y'all doing up here? Hey. Put food out, yo. All right, get on. Come on, Kelsey. Nah, man.
Okay, that's enough. Don't be greedy. Oh my God, you're so greedy.
Don't. No. Oh, y'all.
Wait.
You're not tall enough.
Get a bucket up over there.
You're not tall enough. Oh, let me get it. Danny, where's my bucket? But stop. He ain't pushed up on me. I thought that was the only one. Oh, he coming back.
Oh no, he charging. Oh no.
Kelly, by the way. How many of you were here last year? Oh, wow, you guys came back. Nice, good job. Okay, we were at Farmer David Miller's last year, and y'all remember his son did the little zip line across the lake? Remember that? It's like with one arm, and he didn't have anything on. It's like, wow. Okay, so we did something a little bit different this year, and so you can also let Mr. Ivory know what you prefer, you know? So next year we can do something different, or mix it up, or do something totally different. So we're glad you're here. So they built this building for their daughter to have her reception in. And you're going to see how beautiful this building is when you go inside. But you're going to have for lunch, if you've been here before, you know the lunch is good. But we're going to start with homemade bread and peanut butter spread. And I know some of you really like that peanut butter spread. Then we're going to have garden salad with 2 homemade dressings. French is red. Sweet and sour is like a yellow. Then you're going to have roasted chicken, which is fried chicken and then baked, so it kind of supposed to fall apart in your mouth. They have roast beef. They have mashed potatoes with browned butter, which they take like a stick of butter and they brown it till it like gets kind of caramel color and dump it on potatoes. Then they have gravy in case that's not enough. Then you have Amish noodles and green beans, and then they'll serve it 2 times so you can eat as much as you want. Then they'll have pie. I think like 3 different kinds of pie. So you can take a little bit of each one if you want to try it, or a big piece of one of them, okay? So we're gonna have a silent prayer. That's what the Amish do when they have meals and such, is they just bow their head and they have a silent prayer. And this is Katie Marie. She's in the turquoise. And then also we have Naomi Yoder right here, and they both work really hard. Did you enjoy that? Yeah? Good.
But they're going to come forward and let you know what they did with your scholars over the summer. And because I know she has to exit, but so glad to have been in partnership with Miss Jane Wood and Al over the last 4 summer bridges from Ohio Guidestones. Give it up, Ohio Guidestones. Come forward, please.
So I wanted to bring everybody up here to introduce them as they did the work with your students and with the students that are sitting here. Basically what they did is Monday through Wednesday, they provided social-emotional groups. And so those were group work, talking about social-emotional issues and teamwork, leadership, all those kinds of things. And they did that at each one of your schools, of course. And then on Thursday, we were able to transport them, the folks that were in the schools at that time, to what's called our ropes course. And that was, hopefully, did anybody here go to the ropes course? Enjoy it, I hope, hopefully. Anyway, that's out in Olmsted Township, and we took them out there. It's a low ropes course, so it's not like dangerous or anything like that. And they did a lot of team building and leadership out there.
The goal of this activity is to get your entire team up on this raft, where you're going to have to stay for 7 seconds as a team to float away to safety, okay? Now you can use any part of this raft that's available as long as no part of your body is touching the ground. Since you're a big, big group, I'm going to give you 4 minutes to get your team on there. I'm going to give you an additional 30 seconds as a group to plan it. And your 30 seconds begins now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good job, team. Circle up.
One thing I liked was I never did nothing like that before, so that was fun.
I like how both schools, we thought we were going to do one raft at a time, but when you said both schools on one raft.
We're one team on this activity. We are not split up into 2 teams yet, if you listen to my words.
Everybody just came together and got it done. They figured it out, both schools.
The next activity you're going to do as a team is called the Swing for Life. The goal of this activity is to get your entire team, one at a time, from this sinking island across the ocean that's infested with sharks onto this raft, where you're going to stay for a total of 7 seconds as an entire group. Now you can use any part of this raft that you need to, as long as you're not touching the ground.
Okay, high and tight up there. There you go.
Good job. Good job.
Don't fall, y'all got this. Squeeze tight. Here we go.
Got 2 more. 30 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on a minute, I gotta go make a phone call. You guys wait right there, okay? 5, 6, 7. Circle up, guys, good job. Excellent.
I like this whole thing. I like how you came together as a team and we got it done.
So we just want to thank Ohio Guidestone for being a great partner. Thanks so much. Okay, next. Now we're going to get into a really engaging and fun piece because now the linkage coordinators get to take over. I get to sit down and they get to do what they do best, which is run me. And I like this part because I get to get back in the cut and let them, do what they do. For those of you that might be new to this initiative, all I can say is the linkage coordinators are the tie that bind. They are the spoke to the wheel. They are the rudder to the ship. They are the reason why we have been able to propel at the level that we have. It's the linkage coordinators in the schools every day, tirelessly, morning, afternoon, evening, some of them could say 2 in the morning. They are the go-to, each one of them are the LeBron and Kobe of this program. And I want to bring up first, I'm going to start with, this is the fun part because nobody knows who's going to start. So, ladies first, bro? Okay, there you go. That's Omega Man speaking. I have to listen. Ladies first, we're going to start with Cleveland Heights, University Heights, Ms. Erin Mims.
I just want to say that this year I think I had the most engaged, articulate, critical thinking students that I've ever had in all the years that we've been doing Summer Bridge. So I'm just really appreciative for them coming daily, being ready to learn, and being eager to just make the most of the Summer Bridge experience. So I'm going to give out my awards now. Devonay Morgan.
Okay, but you guys just line across maybe the front so we can get a nice picture of you guys.
Lattery Martin. December Caldwell. And Jermaine Johnson. And I also want to present to Jermaine a special award. He is the only upcoming senior I have. He's participated since he's been 8th grade going to 9th grade, and he's always willing to help, always thoughtful, and just very engaged. So I wanted to give him a token of my appreciation.
All right, so only thing I have to say is being in Sense of Promise throughout pretty much our whole high school career has been kind of fun for me. And it's not only helped me like grow my friends and stuff, but it sort of made like Sense of Promise, everybody up here and sitting down, sort of like family to me. So everybody here is sort of, in a way, a part of my family.
We usually do field trips where, academic-based learning field trips, so you can get a learning experience.
This home was donated to the National Park Service by Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. They actually owned this home after it was auctioned off in the late 80s by Colonel Young's family. And so when you go inside the home, I want you to think about Colonel Young, who came here in 1894 to start the first African-American ROTC program at Wilberforce University. He initially purchased this home as a gift to his wife in 1907 for $7,500. That home came with 40 acres of land, and he purchased an additional 40, creating 80 acres of land. And so today, we own the original 60 acres of land that he actually owned. We weren't able to obtain all 80 because he owned the property across the street, which is currently owned by someone else. So it is our desire to possibly get that property eventually, but we're pretty happy with what we have right now. And so one thing I did want to do is let you all know that we're going to be splitting you all up into 2 groups. One will be on the inside with myself and Nicole, and then the other one will be with our other 2 interns on the other side of the house.
Oh, I feel great about being a student of Promise. We get to do so much things, learn about so much things like Black history, go on field trip to learn more about Black history. Even we do the student creed. We treat each other as family here. We don't like argue. We deal with a lot of situations.
So this is the house in 1904, tuberculosis. He knows he's not doing very well at all. So he buys this home for $4,100. So let me show you the house. It's a great example of what it was like to live in Dayton back in the 1900s too. Up front, the formal, oh, by the way, this is the only room we can sit on stuff. Other than that, you gotta stand, okay? The formal parlor up front, everything in there is original to the Dunbars except the violin. Just an example, he tried to play the violin like his friend that was very good at it. The Bible, Matilda would read from time to time. Taught herself to read and write, went to night school for about 6 weeks. So everything would have been lit by gas. At night, you'd have to light that with a match and turn the gas off when you go to bed. This is more like a family room, an informal living area. These doors are high so the ventilation will go through. They didn't have what we're enjoying right now, air conditioning. So come on this way. This hutch is pretty cool. There's wheels for it. The Dunbars could roll it out. And the reason you would roll it out here is because you have guests. You want them to stay overnight in the bed back in here. It comes down like a monkey's bed. And then this is Matilda's nanny's bench. This goes back to 1840s, 1850s. She would sit there and rock back and forth. Baby Paul's little baby would lay back here behind this crib-like area for other little children, and she would take care of them throughout the day. So she might sit there and read, do some knitting, sewing, laundry, or nothing. All right, let's go into the kitchen. You know what this is? Looks like a plunger.
No, it's not.
But it's not. You put it in a bucket of laundry, it's an agitator. That's how you did your laundry back then. You go like this. A lot longer than I'm. Yeah. You know the agitator and the washer goes around? That's what this is doing. Scrub thing over there. And then you can use the lawnmower right here.
Oh no.
Get her in your keep today as hot as it is out there. That yard looks small until you start using this. So that's how they cut the grass. It's a very nice home. This is what the Dunbars would have had.
I learned that, just about the life of Paul Dunbar, about how he was, a poet and stuff, and more about his life from the video. And then, we took a tour through the house. We saw how he lives, his lifestyle, Matilda, and yeah.
If you will come over here, this garden is really nice too, though.
Yeah.
It's really lovely.
Old school house.
Old school, basically. And you got like old windows things. Old roofs.
Yeah, this was the coolest part because
it's moss. It's like moss. Like how it grows on stuff. It used to be all this all back then. I know it takes like about up to like 10 years to grow all this, or at least like 2 years. It takes more time.
And
That's some grapes. We don't
grapes.
want that.
But still, it's like pretty beautiful.
We got all of us here. Treat you guys each other as family though.
And Shaw.
Oh yeah, Shaw too. Man, we're student of Promise, bro. We always stick together.
I believe that all of my babies really enjoyed themselves and had and had fun. So, I'm gonna start off with DeAndre Thomas. He's one of my upcoming seniors. Shamar Fields, upcoming senior. Kara Harrison, upcoming junior. And Clarice Bell, upcoming freshman. So I have 2 outstanding student awards. The first one goes to Kara Harrison for most dedicated. And then the next one is most improved. And I'm going to give this to Anise Bell. Anise was very quiet. She did not want to smile. She barely wanted to participate or even come. But as you see, she's smiling now. She participates. She's dedicated as well. So I feel like that is an achievement that she improved so much.
Next, we're going to bring up this dynamic duo. And I have to spend a little second on this next introduction, because as the students have improved, as the program has evolved, initially, you know, our primary target is to close the achievement gap, to increase the high school graduation rate. We're actually evolving into more of a leadership program, because our young scholars are definitely showing themselves to be leaders in their schools, in their community. And as all this investment is taking place, the county recognized that I guess we were just doing okay and we need to grow. So we grew this past school year into adding East Cleveland. East Cleveland. All right. So coming forward to bring forth their scholars are Lincoln's coordinators, Ms. Jessica Jones and Mr. Bruce Coffey from the great city of East Cleveland.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Thank you all for coming. I first want to say thank you to our, we have some representatives from our district, Dr. Corley, our high school principal, Ms. Crum, and also our middle school principal, Ms. Simmons.
Average on maybe 23 to 25 students a day. And mainly because of Ms. Jones and the young ladies. We had a pilot, we did it last year, but only had all guys. It was the first year we had girls, so, I mean, I really thank you, Ms. Jones, I really do. Because the girls kind of made it a little different. I couldn't be Coach Coffee around the girls. I had to be Mr. Coffee and Daddy Coffee and all that, so it kind of altered my heart. I brought my daughter, and they would take her and take care of her, so that really meant a lot to me, too.
Our debate is, let me ask you this. Now you know how we do summer right now, your summer vacation, whatever. Now, would you want to do 10 weeks of school, 4 weeks vacation? Every 10 weeks you get 4 weeks. Would you rather do that, or would you do what you're doing here now? You get more time that way, though. If you think about it.
I do that.
You do.
It don't matter.
How many weeks of school is it? Do you know?
No.
Okay, let's just try to guess. So you there August, school starts what? August 15, 16, say mid-August. So 10 weeks would be what? October sometime? You get a 4-week vacation.
Then we do all over again.
You still get your break where you get, I don't think you would go to school, you still get your Christmas and all that. So I'm sure they give you a couple of days here and there. I think, and we've been able to master your craft, man. I think the more time we spend in school would be more beneficial to you guys. And if I'm not mistaken, I think teachers get a little more money, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not saying it's not beneficial.
Hold on, let's see what he got to say.
I'm not saying it's not beneficial, but if they would have started us off doing that, none of us would have a problem doing it. But
you only get 8 weeks now.
But like, I can't do it now.
So you can see yourself in school right now?
No. Not at all. I'm used to having a summer break.
So if it's 180 days, what would you do to at least calculate how many weeks?
Divide.
Okay, what we divide?
How many months?
7.
Okay. Well, don't say 7. Well, you gotta say 7, I understand, because of the weeks. But we're only here 5 days, right?
The white about 5.
No, you gotta say 7 because we gotta use the weeks. If she did it over here, but we don't do this work. Put 7, so let's do the work. So let's, okay. So how many times 7 going to 40? Isn't it? 40.
5.
Okay, put the 5 in. Okay. So we'll stop right there. So we right there, that's perfect. We'll stop right there.
Still running.
Okay, so we on the average, so we say 25 weeks, just like we said. So for 25 weeks, every 10 weeks you get 4 weeks, every 10 weeks. We got some awards. First Diamond Pope. No diamond. Ramon McCray. Trayvon Worship. Now Trayvon Worship I had last year too, and he was more of a gentleman who had perfect attendance as well. Marquita Edwards. Chushan Lee. Perfect attendance as well. Starting middle linebackers. Angelo Johnson, perfect attendance. Starting offensive tackle. Hey man, just hold it. Nia Thomas. Martin Romero. Our kicker. He also has a 4.3 grade point average as well.
All right.
Deshaun Davis.
I'm sorry. Just a little executive privilege here. What'd you say, bro? Fred?
4.3, that sound good.
This young man has a 4.3 GPA. We ought to just be jumping up off our seats right now.
Mr. Davis also had perfect attendance and verbally committed to the University of Kentucky for a football scholarship. And also we have Melvin Pitts.
I work here at the Hall of Fame in our Youth and Education Department. What my job is, basically every day I'm here at work, I get to talk to kids just like you, not only all over Ohio, but all across the country. We do programs not only where you get to come to the Hall of Fame to visit, but we do a video content program where we talk to kids all throughout the country about the Hall of Fame, about what the game of football teaches, and a little bit of history.
this is also a thrill, a honor, a privilege, because this student actually is standing in the gap for the actual linkage coordinator, Mr. Romy Graham, who had an engagement this week. However, my Shape Boyd is a recent graduate of Garfield Heights High School. And 3-year student from Students of Promise, and will be entering in the fall Hiram Wash. I want to see what Hiram's at. Wash University on a scholarship, and she also worked with the program over the summer. So this is an incentive. When you leave Students of Promise, you can come back here and get a gig. All right? But she is going to acknowledge the students from Garfield Heights. Ms. Boyd.
Alexis Croft and Thomas Croft. They are both upcoming seniors. And my Outstanding Student Award goes to Thomas Croft for most engaged and always willing to give a helping hand.
All right. Working with those 7th and 8th graders, which is also an addition, an addendum, an expansion to the program and the vision that the county saw fit to not just begin at high school, but we actually want to step back into middle school. So, Ms. Nikki.
Good evening, everybody. As Mr. Ivory said, I'm standing in for Mr. Green for the students of Maple Heights. We definitely still wanted to acknowledge you and your participation in the Summer Bridge program. So when I call you, please just come up so we can recognize you. You guys give it up for them, because again, they're here without their linkage coordinator. So they didn't have to come. But the first person I'm gonna call is Jate Johnson. Come on, give it up for him, y'all. Thank you. Thank you, Jate. The next person we have coming up is Akasha Spicer.
Families, this is a team effort. This is not no one individual, no one man show, one woman show. This is a collective effort of all the brain power and energy and enthusiasm that we have and we exude throughout the school year. So without these partners and the facilitators that you met earlier, and the county and the school districts, and there's just so much that goes into making this happen. And I just want to pause for a second to make you just kind of internalize how incredibly unique this is. These students could have done anything in the summer. 9 o'clock, 8, 10 o'clock in the morning, they were there. You know, they're there till 2 o'clock. You know, we got field trips that we have to be at the school at 4:30 in the morning. These students could be doing anything, anywhere, any place, and they're engaged over the summertime, learning, involved, experiencing new things, and they could have been doing anything, and they're here, and your families are part of that. So I think that just deserves a round of applause for everybody. It's just ride or die. We could not do this at all without, not just over the summer, but throughout the year. They helps us with resources and planning and organization. And
so nice to be here with you celebrating. I had the opportunity to go out and be with one group from Maple Heights out at the ropes course, and it was fabulous to see the teamwork, the leadership, the sense of family, and I know that's going on in all the schools, and just so grateful to see all these wonderful people taking advantage of this awesome program provided by the county and Mr. Ivory and all the great partners. So thank you, and yay for all of you, for all of you did.
Golden Cypress is not here. Pam Hubbard and I met when I was a correction officer years ago, and I was getting off my ship, and I just happened to see all these, you know, the persons that were on my unit, and I see them all coming forward and putting their chairs in the front. I'm like, what is about to go on? And then I see this short lady come up, and these guys, like about 15, 20, 30 of them, come up front just as nice and quiet, and I watched her group, and that was in the early 90s, and Ms. Hubbard and I have been like this ever since, and an excellent facilitator, the rites of passage component to our program. So on behalf of Golden Ciphers, Pam Hubbard, her son Anthony Hubbard, who does an excellent job, please give them a hand.
Hello, my name is Anthony Hubbard. So happy to be here with Students of Promise. I represent an organization called Golden Ciphers. And Golden Ciphers is an African-American grassroots organization designed to assist in reconnecting family structures and rebuilding communities, thus empowering us to grow mentally, culturally, spiritually, developing healthier communities and lifestyles. And here at Students of Promise, what we're focusing on is rites of passage principles. Now, a lot of people heard of rites of passage, but really don't know what it is, but it's simply a formal process for educating and grooming boys and girls, getting them ready for adulthood. All right, so every rites of passage has 4 stages. The first stage is the preparation. So let's put stage 1, 2, 3, 4 in there. It's preparation. I found this good quote online. It says, one important key to success is self-confidence, and an important key to self-confidence is preparation. So for every rites of passage, the first stage is the preparation. At-risk children, who are they referring to? The people that don't have it. You said something before that? Black kids? All right. Yes, a buzzword, a cool way to say black people, black children. At risk. All right, we can hit it again. Y'all remember these similarities that we kind of went over with the prisons and the schools? So what's the first stage?
Preparation.
Preparation. The second stage? The third stage. And the last stage? Taking ownership of that new status. So who goes through rites of passage?
Everybody.
Everybody?
Not everybody.
Everybody?
Not everybody. Who wants to? What was the first one? Golden Ciphers.
Everybody do. When we came through the door, Brother Malcolm said, wow, this is the first school that had metal detectors.
No, not. Well, no, it's good that we got them, but they don't check our stuff.
They don't check y'all stuff for real?
At the middle school, they just check for snacks. They don't really check for all that. Just check for snacks. They just check your bag and move it around. And they check certain people stuff. Yeah.
They check at risk.
Oh, they check at-risk students? Okay, all right. Anything that we can add to this list? With similarities with the prisons and schools?
Being in the classroom, can't leave out the classroom.
Being in the class, can't leave out the classroom. The structure.
We added College Now, which I'll allow her to speak on her way. Give her a hand, please. A very, very critical component to our initiative this summer was the college experience introduction and the great things they did at all 5 schools. Thank you so much for your neophyte year, College Now. You can share a few words with us.
I wasn't expecting to speak, but just good luck to everybody. Thanks for making it like a great first year.
I'd like to welcome you all to Wilberforce University, the country's first private HBCU. My name is Ezra Johnson. I am a graduate of 2009. My mother graduated from here in 1976, so I wouldn't try to sell y'all nothing that I don't believe in myself, right? I'm a graduate of here. I walked the hallways. I ate in the cafeteria. I had a roommate that got on my nerves, so everything I'm gonna tell y'all about, I did it myself. We are so happy that you all took the time to come out here and visit Wilberforce University. This school is perfect for some people, but not everybody, right? All I'm trying to do is just let you all know what we offer, okay? Wilberforce, allow it to be an option for you. That's it. Life is about having options. The more options you have, the more control you have over your life, okay? I just want Wilberforce to be an option for you, that's it. I'm not gonna tell you, you gotta come here, this is the best school, this is the only school, we're better than them. I'm not gonna say none of that. I'm gonna say this is who we are, this is what we're good at, allow us to be an option. Does that make sense? All right, cool. Y'all ready to go? All right, let's get it. So this is a cooperative education building, okay? Like I said before, the main purpose of going to college is to learn a skill or have knowledge of a subject that somebody will pay you for, okay? When you're looking for a job, the two things that employers look for the most are education and experience. It's one thing to have a degree, to have sat in the classroom, took some tests, done some homework, and say, oh, I know how to do this because I learned it in the classroom. It's another thing to have actually been in the field doing the work. Wilberforce University was founded by the AME Church. So we get our money from the church and alumni donations. Any college you go to, they're gonna rely at least partly on alumni donations given back to help fund the school. So these bricks that you see here, these stones with these names on them, represent people who've donated money, whether they're alumni or people who just have an interest in the school. Wilberforce and Central State were one school at a point in time. How many of y'all knew that? Wilberforce and Central State were one school, okay? In 1946, Wilberforce and Central State split. Wilberforce, again, founded by the AME Church. We had some state-funded programs. The state wanted to run the school one way. The church like, nah, this is how we doing it. They like, all right, well, forget it. We just gonna go our separate ways. So they split. They tried to name themselves Wilberforce State, but legally that wasn't gonna work. So they split. So this is not our original campus. Our original campus is part of Central State, and there's a couple buildings across the street. In 1964, we had a tornado that demolished our whole campus. Everything we had, gone. All the years that they worked to build the school, done. When the administration came out to see what we had left to build on, this fountain was the only thing standing. This fountain is the only thing that's from 1856. So when we bought this land, they moved this fountain from over there to over here. So this fountain represents resilience. It represents our ability to stand the test of time. You don't survive for 162 years without going through some things. And this thing withstood a tornado and is still standing. All right, so this is the upper class girls dorm. Like I said, no visitation, so this area is normally popping. All the dudes is in this area trying to holler at the shorties, whatever they doing, but this area is usually a lot going on. So I'm gonna show y'all the girls dorm, or the girls room. Let's do 10 at a time. So we just gonna count y'all off real quick. We're gonna go in, we're gonna go through the bathroom and just come out. And we just gonna keep 10 rotating. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come on with me. But this is like a typical dorm room, especially for like your first year, second year. And then like I said, but I don't think it's small. Like I've seen freshman dorms that are way smaller than this. But you're not supposed to chill in your room a lot. You're supposed to just come in here, sleep, take a shower, and you're supposed to be out. So I'm gonna let some of my Omega men come through. I'm about to just grace over the fraternity sorority life real quick. Jump in. Like I said, tell my brother, hop in, however you feel. But fraternity and sorority life on this campus is huge, okay? I'm gonna give you the basics. The fraternity and sorority life, fraternity and sororities are organizations of men and women brought together by common purposes, primarily scholarship, leadership, brotherhood, sisterhood. They each have various different things that brought them together, but those are the primary things. The fraternities are the males. The sororities are the females. We have what we call the Divine Nine. The Divine Nine are the 9 African-American founded fraternities and sororities. okay? A fraternity and a sorority, they were all founded at a particular college. Once they founded at a college, they became self-sufficient, they got members there, they wanted to spread, so then they go to another school to get more members, and they would start what you call a chapter. After that chapter's up and running, self-sufficient, they understand the principles, they go to another school to get more members. That's another chapter, okay? Your chapter, you get more respect and more seniority based off of where your chapter was founded in relation to the first. I'm gonna give you an example. I'm a member of Kappa Alpha Psi. We were founded in 1911 at Indiana University. They went to 2 schools, 3 schools, and then they came to Wilberforce. Out of our 550 chapters we have around the world, we were the 4th ever established. Delta Sigma Theta, founded at Howard University. They came here next. Hey. Y'all learn. Oh, okay. I'm like, okay, I'm looking out for you. Like, hold up now. They came here second. This is Beta chapter. AKAs, out of their 400 chapters, this is the 5th chapter ever established. Out of our 9 Greek organizations, 8 of them were made within the first 10. That's what they call single letter chapters. You all who are going into your freshman year, it is really, really important that you do well your first year, because once you dig a hole with that cumulative, it's super hard to get out. So what you get on your, whether your semesters or quarters, that's 1 grade, but your cumulative is what we look at. So it's your overall GPA from freshman year to senior year. So we need a 2.0, and we require that you take the ACT or the SAT. Our tuition, room and board, total cost of attendance is $20,250. We don't have any out-of-state costs. We're a private school, so we have different grants and things that other schools don't have. But the information is on the back.
Central State University was founded in 1887. We are considered as an HBCU, but we're also considered as an 1890 land grant institution. Basically, that gives opportunity for students who are interested in any area of STEM to be able to get additional scholarships. So if you're interested in science, technology, engineering, agriculture, or mathematics, they do give out a little bit more scholarship money for those students. Our GPA requirement is a 2.5. There is no test score requirement as long as you have a 2.5 GPA. Any student that falls below the 2.5 is when we will ask for additional information like a test score or recommendation letters. I'm gonna go ahead and send you on your way, introduce your lovely tour guide, and they're gonna take you out on the tour, and I hope you enjoy yourself. Please do not hesitate to ask them any questions. They love when you're active and asking them questions, so don't be shy, all right?
You look online, most of the time the clock tower is a symbol of perseverance and strength for our university. It's become one of our biggest symbols. Also, our 2015 Mr. CSU, Brandon Billis, when he was running for Mr. CSU, one of his clock tower was one of his biggest symbols. His slogan was every season is grind season, so every time we walk past this, we remember him.
Thank you for visiting Central State. We look forward to you being a future Centrillian, a future Barada. We are excited about your visit. You have some wonderful tour guides. Anything that you need, please don't hesitate. And thank you all for being here, all right? Thank you.
Also, at the bottom of this is our alumni center. So if you got some money problems, everything, you can come in here. They have grant scholarships from all alumni from all over that's been here. So also as well. So we're gonna go this way. If y'all turn around real quick, that is our health center and our Lewis Stokes Center. That's where our counselors, doctors, therapists, if you got a cough, if you got a bump, if you got an itch, you guys can go over there. They also have relaxation rooms, massage chairs, music. They have a room where you could just paint, just draw.
The building we're in
is the Paul Robeson Cultural Arts building. So in this building, it houses our music department and our art department. The side that we're on right now is our music department. So down there we have classroom. So the building we are in is our student center. Our student center was built in October of 2015. It is one of our newest buildings. In this building, as you can see, is our cafeteria. Our caf is open Monday through Fridays for breakfast at 7 o'clock to 9, for lunch at 11, really 10, 11 to 2, and then for dinner from 4:30 to 7 p.m. Also in this building, we have multiple offices such as our Student Life and Development office, our Career Services office. We have the office for our dean. We have the office for the man who you guys met earlier in the tour. His office is also in this building. On your left, my right, at the bottom is our game room. So we have our pool tables, table tennis. We have people that come and hook up their game system to the TVs. And for the equipment for the games, you just go right here, which is the information desk. You get them your ID, and you can get the pool sticks and the balls, or the table tennis, the paddles, and the ball for that too. But you have to return it, and you can't get your ID back until you return it, and you don't want them to keep your ID because you won't be able to get into anything. Like I stated, your student ID gets you into the CAF, it gets you into your dorms, it gets you into on-campus events as well, and it's needed. It's really needed. Like, that's one thing you need to make outside of your key, because you lose your dorm key, that's $50 a key. Right now, our stats for our football team isn't the best, but that's only because we're rebuilding the program itself. Behind us is our gym. On this side, we have our Walker Gymnasium, which is our rec gym where you usually have your Walking for Fitness classes, your volleyball classes, your badminton classes, and as well as we have students that go in and just play basketball, or they have basketball intramurals in there and things like that.
As you see that come forth, we have our linkage coordinators, we have our facilitators, we also have those from the community, those organizations from the community that have taken an interest in what we do with our youth, with our scholars. And these two gentlemen, whenever I call, they come. If we need chaperones, if we need just some wisdom, if we need them to accompany us somewhere just to give that guidance and give that uplift, I could not be more proud to recognize these two brothers and friends that have also been friends and partners of Students of Promise. Can you please come forward, Brother Kenny Cloud and Brother Oscar Marcus, my friends from Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated.
You know, I just sort of joined up with a couple of my brothers in the work that they're doing with young people. I spent 36 and a half years working with the young people of Cleveland and Cuyahoga County, sometimes in not the best of situations. But it is a pleasure to see young people doing things other than what we see so much of in the news. Keep it up.
Tell us what you do.
All right, everybody. Quick, I'm Tom Parker. I'm a basketball coach trainer. I started training when I graduated from college, 2014. When I first got out of college, I started training for the National Basketball Academy. We did all the youth training for the Cavs around the city. So that's how I started. Was able to travel a little bit, train outside of the state, down to Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, a lot in the southern states. I ended up getting a coaching job at St. Ignatius, where I graduated from. And I left TNBA and started my own business, Push Through Athletics. And we've been going strong for about 2 years. I'm running my own camps now. I recently just came from Miami this summer. I just started training professionally. So I was able to go down and help some people for some pre-draft workouts, and I'll be doing a lot of that. And what I want to do right now is, if we have any hoopers in here, I want to give you a question. What are your 5 options? Give me 5 things you can do coming off the pick and roll.
Well, you can look for the roll, man.
Look for the roll guy. He can roll or what? Roll or pop, right?
Yeah.
So
fade.
you got him.
If it's a pick and fade, you can look for the fade. Keep the ball going.
Keep the ball, go get a bucket.
Right. Look for an open man.
No, that fade is the same thing as the pop. Can't give him that one. You got 2, you got 3 more.
Look for the open man on the other side of the court.
Right side, okay, cool. Got 2 more.
Only 3.
What happens when, like, say you gotta come off the screen, you didn't get screened, what can you do?
Shoot.
You get a rescreen, I'll give you 1. You so close.
Right,
you can
yeah,
rescreen, right?
Yeah.
You got 1 more. It's simple too. You hit the guy in the other corner.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
You sit over here, opposite corner. It's 5 guys. You already hit the roll guy. Look, you hit the roll guy. You hit the opposite guy. You already had a chance. Same side. There you go, same side. So stuff like that. You got
You get it?
Let me give you my card. Call me with your name.
And I just want to acknowledge the young man that came forward, because that's another strong attribute of our young people, is to be able to come forward and speak. You know, be able to come and take that initiative and express yourself. That's one thing that when we go on our tours and when we have, go on our college tours and when we've gone to Atlanta and Selma and so forth, one thing that we get from a lot of tour guides is how our students come forth and they take the initiative and they speak and they raise their hands. So that's something that we instill, and I think is a part of what makes us evolve into a leadership component, not just necessarily to close the achievement gap, which is very critical, but also to create young future leaders. So thank you for coming forward. Give him a hand. And speaking of coming forward, as I was scratching my head and was talking to the team as far as keynote speakers, who do you want to bring a message or bring a word or bring some type of reflection? And I said, we already have it. We have a recently graduated student of Promise and Garfield Heights graduating senior, about to go to college and begin that juncture and that new chapter in life. And she is going to give us our message. Please give a hand to Maisha Boyd.
I am a 2018 graduate of Garfield Heights High School. I'll be attending Walsh University in the fall, and I plan to major in journalism and broadcasting. I have participated in Students of Promise for about 3 years, and I was blessed to have the opportunity to be able to work as a chaperone for the Summer Bridge program. I have met a lot of wonderful people and made a lot of great connections that will be useful for the career path I plan to take. If I can give you one piece of advice about Students of Promise, it will be to take advantage of your resources that are given to you and the opportunities that are placed right at your feet. This program has been very helpful and insightful for me. Throughout the past 3 years, I have been on 6 college tours and approximately 35 exposure trips. Walsh University was actually one of the places I toured with Students of Promise, and it was love at first sight. Our tour guide's name was Claire, and she was so kind and everyone on the campus knew her. All of the professors we came across gave us some really good studying tips and advice on picking the right college majors and the right choice of a university. Walsh became my first choice after meeting the staff and some students, seeing the classroom sizes, and eating the cafeteria food. One of the most recent exposure trips we took was to Paul Laurence Dunbar's house. He was an American poet, novelist, and playwright of the late 19th and early 20th centuries. This trip meant a lot to me because I've done plays and I was trying to write at one point in time poetry, and it was very insightful. I bring that up to close with my favorite quote from him that's titled Encourage, which says, "Because you love me, I have much achieved. Had you despised me, then I must have failed. But since I knew you trusted and believed, I could not disappoint you, and so prevailed." That's it. Thank you.
All our facilitators, they do excellent jobs. They go far beyond the call of duty or contract or whatever, because that lets you know that this is more life work. But especially to my good friend Edward DJ Fatty Banks.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, sir.
And we look forward to you guys are just going to be blown away by this book.
Hi, my name is Damien Noel, and for the last 5 years, I've been working with Reading RAM. RAM stands for Recording Arts and Multimedia. And during this Summer Bridge program this year, we've been working with kids doing short stories for a book titled Changing the Narrative, Stories of Resilient Youth. It's about the different stories of resiliency that kids have had, different situations that they've overcame. And we decided to do kind of sort of a montage of different stories discussing how kids have gotten over the few things that they've had to deal with within their areas of the city that they come from. It's basically a book that's brought to you by inner city kids for inner city kids and kids from pretty much worldwide that will read this. I'm pretty sure everybody can pull something from it. I myself went through some of the stories, and I can identify with at least 17 or 18 of them that I read myself. It's 82 different stories. We're doing a culminating event July 5th that all of the kids are going to attend, and they're going to sign books. And it's been a wonderful situation. I've never seen such spirited kids respond to these stories the way that they did.
So I had this crazy idea. I had a conversation with my staff. I was like, well, I had went to a training and we talked, I think the theme of the training was changing the narrative. So I talk, and I'm gonna have my staff come up. Yeah, I will. I'm gonna bring them up, but I'm gonna introduce this situation. So I was like, okay, we have several camps going on. We're working with Upward Bound. I've been working with Students of Promise probably, 4 or 5 years. A lot of these kids, seen them all the 4 years. There's a few people in here that's been in the program for 4 years. But I'm like, okay, we make films, we done made music videos, songs, but it's all based on social emotional learning. But this year I was like, okay, well, we never wrote. We never did any writing other than writing lyrics. So we had a crazy idea, okay, well, let's get the kids to write about changing the narrative and the word resiliency. Let's introduce that to them. A lot of the kids come from a lot of the same backgrounds. A lot of times in programming, we try to introduce them to each other, even on a personal side, so they start understanding a lot of them are dealing with the same situations.
Let's give Bob Ivory a big hand. I am so proud of each and every one of you today. So proud of our linkage coordinators, everyone here, Guidestone. I'll share one thing with you. I am the council vice president, Pernell Jones Jr. I am an elected official. I am a councilman. And people wonder, what is that? What does a councilman do? I remember someone asking me that when I was first running for office. Well, I'm a legislator. And what we do is we make laws. And I'm like bowling. That's all. Nobody likes to bowl. All right. Well, that's going to be one of your upcoming activities. I thought about this when we were in one of our past bowling parties. What I do is make laws. That's the true power of the councilman. And it's like bowling. When you have gutters, the gutters on the bowling alley are like laws. They kind of tell you where you're not supposed to be. But they also imply where you are supposed to be, that there's a lane for you to operate on. When we're making laws, we're not just telling you not to do something, but we are providing a lane for you to operate on. And that's what you have here today. What you're seeing in your experience over the next 4 years, or shorter, because I see faces that I know and new faces, we are providing you with a lane to operate on. I've been the primary sponsor of the dollars for this, but you have a county government that fully supports what you're about to participate in if you're brand new. So we want you to know that you have a lane to operate on when we provide these services. And everybody makes mistakes. If you're bowling, you throw your ball in the gutter, You make a mistake, you just get back up and you keep bowling. But what you don't do is take the attitude that I'm just going to throw my ball in the gutter every time I get up there. That's gutter thinking and gutter actions. That's what we don't want. We're providing you, maybe it's bowling shoes, maybe it's a bowling ball, all the resources are here just so you can have fun, but also so that you can grow and have an experience and graduate, as you've seen some here, and just attend as East Cleveland has gotten recognition for. So I hope you have the best experience over the next 4 years and over the years that you have remaining, and I look forward to seeing you and watching each and every one of you grow over the next few years. So again, congratulations to everybody in this room.
I mean, he gets it in. That concludes our celebration. Thank you, Councilman Jones, again. I also want to thank, in his absence, Calhoun County Executive Armin Budish, also a part of that team that makes this happen. If I did not forget anybody, which I'm sure I did, charge it to my head and not my heart. Plenty of food, grab some, definitely take part in the signing and get a book, and just keep praying for us, especially as we're on the road tomorrow going to Cincinnati and Kentucky.
Then there were people that wanted to end slavery, that were very much against it, said it was wrong to be able to allow people to own somebody else. And so they would be here, right here, and they would be saying, come with me, I'll hide you. What were they afraid of? Why did they have to hide them? The slave catchers could be right behind him, because by law, a slave was the property of the owner. It's just like if somebody stole my car and took it into Kentucky, I have the right to go get it back. That was the law. The owner had the right to come and take the slave back. This is what we think a slave trading station would have looked like in the Caribbean and Brazil. So here's this guy. He's been to Africa. He's loaded slaves on this ship. He comes into the Caribbean and he's going to sell his slaves. When he sold his slaves, he's going to sell them to this sugar plantation owner. The collar would go around the neck, and see, it's made of leather so it doesn't hurt so much. But that chain piece would then be attached to something else. This is an actual ledger from a plantation. But what they're keeping track of here on the right-hand side is the babies produced by a certain woman on the plantation. She had a baby every 2 years. And her babies are the masters, belong to the masters.
I respectfully ask a question about the 13th Amendment, because it doesn't get rid of slavery totally, because it says except for imprisonment. So we have the change from there to the high rate of imprisonment now,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
So that makes a difference. So slavery really still does exist, and we still are not as free as we think we are. I just want to just say that because it's true. These are schools,
yes,
and so
I
our
agree.
youth need to know the truth, because if they don't know the truth, then they can't
No,
make the
that's all
changes
right.
that we're
Sure.
talking about. So I just want to respect
Yeah,
that.
that's right. You've been a good group. I've really enjoyed being with you today. I hope you have fun.
she's almost 10. If she were in Africa, she'd be getting up there.
Yeah.
But again, she'd have to worry about predators and finding enough food and all that good stuff. But a place like this, spoiled rotten, no predators to worry about, regular health care, plenty of food, so she might live to her late 30s, early 40s here. We would like to give you the opportunity to touch Green Bean here. See her beak wiggle at the happy penguin, she's excited. Dogs wag their tails, penguins wag their face. Now, we'd like to kind of do it one at a time, make a line if we can, and when you come up, we do a 2-finger touch, just like all of our touch tanks downstairs. Maybe you'll welcome to touch just on the back. Well, we want to thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us here in our Riverside room.
Yeah, this is an anemone. There's a bunch of stars. There's some, you can't pick those stars.
Wait, why do I feel like that's not in there? What's this?
You just touch stuff.
Why do I feel like that's not in there? Like,
They're all alive.
this don't feel like it's there. Did I just touch a rock?
That one's a rock, but that's really good practice.
Thank you so much for your time, and God bless. Go Students of Promise.
Well, our proclamation reads, East Cleveland Students of Promise. Whereas the Students of Promise program is a Closing the Achievement Gap initiative committed to offering support, encouragement, and comprehensive resources to young African American and Latino students, while engaging parents, families, and the entire learning community. The program is designed to help students reach their goals and full potential in order to achieve a stable, productive future. The Students of Promise Summer Bridge program's goal is to support incoming freshmen socially, emotionally, and academically within a structured, interactive, safe, and fun out-of-school time learning environment. During Summer Bridge, students build a relationship with their linkage coordinator and begin to position themselves to become student ambassadors for the school year through educational, team building, group activities, and exposure field trips. Whereas the City of East Cleveland Summer Bridge program participants are on the path to achieving success and have shown that they will not settle for anything less than their best. Whereas the City of East Cleveland Summer Bridge program participants show their true commitment to the program by having the best attendance among all other 2018 program participants. Now therefore be it resolved that the County Council of Cuyahoga County, Ohio, hereby commends the City of East Cleveland Summer Bridge program participants for their hard work and dedication to educational excellence, and hope that they will maintain this high standard in all future endeavors. Again, congratulations.
I'm a student of promise. Each day is promising. Each school year is promising. My future is promising. But first I must promise myself that I will do my best. Settle for nothing less as I respect others, my community, and myself. I am important, yes. I am smart, yes. I can achieve, yes. I am a student of promise. That's what's up, yes.